please pause the video. Only a small percentage of you subscribe to my channel. Subscribing to my channel really helps me out. And while you're at it, smash that like button. Now let's get on with the show. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review, and welcome back to another model kit review. This time it is the Atlantis 71 Pontiac Firebird in 1/32 scale, which is what I call slot car scale. And it reminds me of a story of when I first got stationed at Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, New Mexico. One of the first few days in the shop, I was working swing shift. And one of the guys in the shop was talking about, he was a scale hobbyist also, he was talking about the slot car track, the local track that they had in Albuquerque. And apparently it was a real big one. Wasn't really my thing, but I thought it was very cool that they actually had a community slot car track for those guys that like participating in that type of thing. So anyway, yes, 1/32 scale is slot car scale, and this is perfect for that. Now, this is a Atlantis acquired this kit when Revell Monogram went bankrupt, and instead of transferring all the tooling over to Germany, because Germany AG bought Revell and Monogram, instead of transferring all that tooling over to overseas into Germany, they sold a lot of the tooling to Atlantis. So thank goodness Atlantis repopped this kit. So this kit originally came out in 1982 by Monogram, and it was part number or kit number 2009. Then they repopped it back again in 1983 with new parts, and that was kit number 2012. And of course now Atlantis gives us this kit back in 2021. Atlantis also gave us 3 more 1/32 scale kits. That would be the 69 Chevy Nova SS, and that's a fantastic looking car there. I like to get my hands on that. Also the 1982 Z28 Camaro, once again, that's another one I'd like to get. And most recently they issued out the 1956 Cadillac Eldorado Barrettes. They give us a view of the decals, side art, and looks just like a Monogram kit here on the side, doesn't it? And they also show us the other 2 kits that are available when this was issued. Let's go ahead and open this up. Let's take the top off, and right away, one bag full of all the parts in white plastic. Clear parts bagged separately. Chrome tree, and one part already fell off, the grille and headlight. 4 rubber tires, not bagged. Water slide decals, and the instructions. Let's look at these first. Alright, so I'll just give you a quick view of this. This is kit number M2009, which obviously comes from the Monogram tooling. We have 13 steps here. You can go ahead and pause the video if you need to see this a little bit longer. And 8 more steps here on the back, a total of 21 steps. Let's go ahead and look at the stuff that's not bagged. And here are the chrome plated parts. The wheels, bumpers, tail lights. Let's get a closer view. Here's the grille and headlights. The wheels, shifter, again those wheels, and they are all the same size. The rear bumper and the tail lights. the rubber tires, and they do have a manufacturer on them. There's the tread pattern. And here are the decals, which are basically the same as the original issue. Some minor differences though, of course. A little close-up view here. And right there. The windshield and headlights. And clarity is pretty good for the scale. And the first tree, the interior tub, exhaust, rear axle and springs, front suspension, steering wheel, radiator fan. And you can see we just have a little bit of flash here, and that's the only flash I've seen visible on this whole kit. It tells me they did clean up the tooling before they went ahead and pressed out these new kits. So I have to commend Atlantis for restoring the tooling for this and making this available for us. That's fantastic. Let's get a closer look. Close-up of the interior tub, and the side panels look a little shallow, but I'm sure that's the original tooling. That's just the way they did it back then. Center console, details for the back seat, looks very good, and the throttle, brake, and clutch pedal are all molded in. Front suspension components, back suspension. We flip this over. Here we go. Rear end, springs all molded together. Radiator fan, steering wheel, front suspension, and lastly the exhaust. The next tree is the bottom of the chassis, the bottom of the engine, the hood, dashboard, radiator, the engine itself, all the accessories for the engine, and the wheels. The other side. Let's get a close-up view. And there's a close-up of the dash. No decals for the instruments. Lower rear panel. The hood. Old shaker hood. Looks like the side view mirrors, alternator, fan belts, wheel attachments, both halves of the engine, radiator hose, radiator, front of the chassis, the engine, looks good. The last tree of parts, front nose clip, front seats, and the upper intake manifold with valve covers along with the shaker intake hood. Front seats, the back of the seats, nope, just opened up. There's the ram induction, shaker hood, intake manifold, valve covers, and the nose clip, which looks very nice. And a pretty big sink mark on the front nose clip on the top there. You can just see it. Last but not least, the body. First thing I did notice are a few slight sink marks back there on the rear trunk lid. You can see them there, both sides. Easy fix. Lines look great. All the spoilers, front and back. Cooling vents on this side. Detail in the engine compartment. Battery detail, washer fluid, master cylinder. Very nice. We'll get a close-up of that here in a second. The other side. Looks good. Underneath. Back end. Really isn't a front end because that was separate. A little bit of warpage there. You can see that. Close up of the back end, you can see Pontiac is visible there. Turn signals. Cooling inlet. Top vents. Details on the right side of the engine. And details on the left side of the engine. Firewall detail. And the detail stamping on the inside. And there you have it. That was an open box review of the Atlantis 71 Pontiac Firebird, kit number M2009. Remember, this is in slot car scale, 1/32 scale. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.